All right, thanks for that, Danny. Well, the ballots are in for Oklahoma's primary runoff, with voters across the state weighing in on some key races and questions.
Yeah, let's start with that biggest one. The Republican candidate for governor, Attorney General Gentner Drummond, up against the President Trump-backed Mike Mazzei. A tight race there. The AP has called this race, saying with 99% of the votes that Mazzei has the victory. He is up by a little more than 2,000 votes, though we'll likely see recounts in the coming days. But it looks like Mazzei will move on to face Democrat Cindy Munson in the November midterm. Meanwhile, voters in Howe narrowly approved a school district bond package. Howe Public Schools will now have $685,000 for phase 2 of its high school improvement project. The proposition passing by just 3 votes. And the University of Arkansas is going to start being more selective with out-of-state students due to an increase in applications.
The university is laying out its new 150 Forward Reaching Higher strategic plan. Goals include improving student success, expanding research, and growing the university. The U of A says Arkansas students will remain a priority because of the school's land grant mission. The university says that it will look at things like GPA, coursework, and whether students are prepared for their intended major.
Apply early, do well in your courses, prepare to be selected. So we want to be more selective, but we don't want to keep any student out who's absolutely dedicated to being a Razorback. So we'll help find you a pathway.
The university says the new admissions approach will apply to students entering in fall 2027. The priority application deadline is November 1st. Well, as the trade war between the U.S. and Canada continues to escalate, neither side appears to be letting up.
Yeah, Canada laying the groundwork to help businesses who will likely feel the pain from the tariffs, while American companies begin to feel the impact. Jared Hill has the latest.
No backing down as the tariff tit-for-tat heats up between the U.S. and Canada.
We'll just be smart, and we'll be strategic, and we'll fight back.
Officials north of the border announced a new round of levies on American goods, responding to President Trump's tariffs that went into effect over the weekend. Canada slapping an additional 50% tariff on U.S. steel and aluminum and 25% on imported dairy and seafood. The result of failed trade talks, though the White House insists those conversations are still ongoing.
They asked too much of Canada and offered too little in return.
Michigan furniture maker Michael Howard says he worries the tariffs on Canadian imports will drive up prices on materials he needs, and says it's already stalled one project.
With a 50% tariff, all those costs have skyrocketed. Just that one project just cost our family thousands of dollars in profit.
Doug Ford, the premier of the province of Ontario, told CBS News the trade war could also hurt American auto workers.
We buy 400% more autos than anyone in the world, and they're going to get laid off.
But even President Trump, who Tuesday wrote, "We don't need Canada," later acknowledged, "We do."
We need aluminum in this country. We don't have it. We get it all from Canada for the most part, and we need it badly.
Meanwhile, Canada announced business loans as it braces for the trade war. Jared Hill, CBS News.
It is 6:36 this morning in the world, mourning the loss of country music legend Dolly Parton, who passed away on Tuesday after a battle with cancer.
Her life and legacy is being honored across the world, and in Nashville, fans are gathering at the Country Music Hall of Fame. Reporter Sam Perez joins us live with a look. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning. That's right. I'm across the street from the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum, and let me show you who is up there on the building. That is right, Dolly Parton's portrait up on the building of the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum alongside other country music icons. And just across the street is the Music City Walk of Fame. There are stars on the ground dedicated to people who have made such an impact on the music industry. And Dolly Parton, of course, is recognized. She was inducted into the Walk of Fame in 2009, and here on her star, you can see a memorial has been growing. I came here immediately when the news broke that she had passed away yesterday, and instantly people were coming here to the area trying to pay tribute to her. And overnight, this memorial has grown significantly. You can see candles and flowers and jewelry and trinkets and even handwritten notes. And I've been talking to people here in Nashville who are coming to pay tribute to Dolly and remember her legacy. And they say what's most impressive is not only her incredible talent and all that she's done for for country music, but most importantly, her character. They talk about the classic Dolly charm and wit that she's known for, and of course the way that she was so philanthropic, giving back to the community through initiatives like her Imagination Library, which donated over 300 million books to kids all around the globe. Her contributions to areas affected by Hurricane Helene, among many. She certainly has a legacy that will be remembered forever, and people here in Nashville are paying respects to her throughout the day, and I'm sure for years to come. Tiffany and Joe, I'll send it back to you.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Sam. We appreciate that update. Absolutely a pioneer, a gift to this world for sure. Now, Dolly owns Dolly Parton Stampede, the dinner theater there in Branson, Missouri. You've probably been. The Stampede put up a tribute reading, "We'll Always Love You, Dolly." Now, Daryl Jones works there and says he has a memory that few people get a chance to do.
I always wanted to see her in person, so I got a chance to meet her once in my lifetime.
Almost 4 decades was one of his greatest honors. Well, a rare World War II military aircraft will be on display this week in Fayetteville and open for people to tour.
The B-29 Fifi plane is one of the only 2 in the world that are still flying. 5 News reporter Claire Everbach is joining us to share more about this aircraft's history. Good morning, Claire.
Good morning, Tiffany. Joe, the B-29 Fifi is currently at Drake Field in Fayetteville. It's part of the Air Power National History Tour. The B-29 was a heavy bomber used by the U.S. military during World War II. The aircraft is best known for dropping the 2 atomic bombs that ended World War II. And it also saw combat during the Korean War. The Air Power History Tour highlights historic American military aircrafts and is organized by the Commemorative Air Force's B-29, B-24 squadron. Members say that seeing these aircrafts up close brings history to life and helps people connect with the stories behind them.
You see the history, you hear the human interest stories about people that served in World War II, and it kind of gives you a feeling that there's something bigger to contribute to, something beyond just the individual. There's a theme of teamwork.
The Air Power History Tour opens today and runs through Sunday. Fifi is open for cockpit tours, and residents can even book rides in some other famous planes that are at Drake Field. Claire Everbach, 5 News.